Hello everyone, Dean here with the Rogue Deck Chronicles, and we're back with another Rogue Deck Showcase. And in this video, we are featuring the power of one of the new cards from the Pitch Black set is Fossil Quarry, and I am here to actually make the argument that the best Fossil card is not even from this set. So, Fossil Quarry is a new stadium card where once during each player's turn that we may search our deck for 2 item cards that have the word antique in their name and put them onto our bench. So it's basically a Buddy Buddy Poffin, but for the antique fossils. And the fossil that we are looking for in this deck is the antique cover fossil, which is the fossil for Tirtouga. So it has the ability Protected Cover, prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done this Pokemon. So it prevents Dragapult with Phantom Dive if this is on our bench. So it's just the effects, it doesn't prevent damage, so we're still susceptible to spread attacks. But this is the card that we're looking for, and I mentioned it before, we are going to play with Tirtouga. This came out with the black-white set, and it has the Ancient Seedweed attack. For a single water energy, we have a 30 damage multiplier, and we do 30 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. So if you remember back in the day where we had Garbodor out there, I know that was just after I started playing, but if you talk to Dev, he remembers this card very particular, and it's a annoying card to play against because in this format we are reliant on our items, and if our opponent has 10 items in their discard pile, we're doing 300 damage, 11 330, 12 360. At that point we're knocking out almost everything with this little stage 1 card. And again, this is a stage 1 card, so it is an evolution card. It is not a basic because it does evolve from the fossil. So, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the deck a little more and start with the Pokemon. So again, I play 4 Tirtougas in here with the 4 fossil cards. The fossils are not Pokemon until it hits the bench. Yeah, so we're just really attacking with the Ancient Seaweed. We do have an ability to do Surf if we have to. Honestly, it's just better to do Ancient Seaweed because once they hit 3 item cards in their discard, we're doing way more damage than Surf anyway. So with that, I do play a Wellspring Ogerpon EX. I was trying to find another card to put in this as a backup attacker, and I think Wellspring fits this so well with how I built this list. And I know this list works because I actually took this to my last Rogue Night and went 3-1 with the other Rogue decks, and I got so many compliments, so many maybe not hatred, but they'll see that I'm always playing these interesting decks at our Rogue Nights, and the fact that I got 3rd place, tying with 2nd place, and almost winning in only the whole entire event with this no-name homebrew deck. But Wellspring Ogerpon fits in here so well with the Sob attack and also Torrential Pump. We do have an ability to do that. For this deck, we want to retreat in and out, so we put a Latias EX because we do play 2 Mega Kangaskhan's in here to help with our draw. We don't really have a good amount of draw in this list, and the Kangaskhan fits perfectly for the draw power that we need. And again, we can attack with Rapid Fire combo if we absolutely have to. I do play 1 Psyduck in here just to move around with those ghost cards out there with Curse Blast. I do play 1 Lillie's Clefairy. I will say this is different than my Rogue deck that I play in real life. I took this card out, forgot what I put back in, but for the purpose of playing on the ladder, we need an out to Dragapult that's a little, not consistent, but something else other than attacking with our Tirtougas, because if we don't have one set up, at least the Lillie's Clefairy can get us a one-shot on any of those dragon cards out there. And then another card that I like in this list, again, I can be convinced otherwise, I play the Team Rocket's Chingling. This has the Chiming Commotion attack, so we just discard a random card from an opponent's hand. The idea behind this is that we're hopefully discarding an item card to power up Tirtouga later on. So this is going to be more mix of an attacking, controlling deck yes, we're controlling our opponent's hand and hand size and all that, but that's really to power up our attack. We're not controlling to make them not play the game. We just want to power up our attack as quickly as possible. Then, of course, I play one Fezandipiti just for draw as well. So with the item cards, again, 4 NT cover fossils. I play 2 Energy Search just so I can grab the water energy or whatever energy I need. I do play Hand Trimmer. This helps discard our opponent's hand size. Again, we are in a format where people's hand sizes are very big. Yes, this affects us as well, but once we get our board set up, we're not as dependent on what's in our hand. We can actually play off of being just top decking because we can just draw with Fez, draw with Mega Kangaskhan. So limiting our hand size isn't that bad as well. Play 3 Night Stretchers just to grab our pieces that we need, energy or Pokemon. 3 Poké Pads to grab our Tirtougas or Chinglings, and if we needed, the Psyduck. Our A-Spec in this list is Secret Box. I love this because it can give us what are the pieces we need to set up. And if you can start this turn 1, you get your Fossil Quarry, you get your Poké Pad, you get another Fossil out, and you can grab a supporter, whether it be our Lillies or whatever, or even just some sort of hand disruption. This is a perfect A-Spec for this list. I can also be convinced of playing maybe Maximum Belt just to help power up Tirtouga's attack. Maybe even Xerosic, but I think just to grab for consistency purposes, the Secret Box is the best card in this list. I play 2 Switch cards just in case I can't get switching options out. Play 3 Ultra Ball to get our EXs out, and then for our stadiums, I do play 2 Fossil Quarries. I feel like you don't need more than 2 because once you get your starting ones out, you're pretty much set for the rest of the game because you can just slowly get one out one at a time. And then we play 2 Surfing Beach. Tirtouga is a water Pokemon and it's not inactive with Latias. So if we need to get that out of play or even just switch out our Psyduck or our Wellspring into Tirtouga, we have the option if we can't get Latias in play. So it's just another switching out. For our stadiums, our supporters, we play 2 Boss just so we can target up some Mega Pokemon if we can or whatever we need to finish off the game. 2 Crispins just because we do play a split energy in this list. 2 Eri, for those who don't remember, because Control is not really out there as much anymore. The opponent reveals their hand and we discard 2 item cards in there. So 1, it helps power up our Tirtouga attack. We get 60 more damage by just playing this supporter. And then 2, we have knowledge of what our opponent can do. So even that alone is very crucial. We don't really have a lot of ability to know what's in our opponent's hand, and this is the one and the only card that can do that. Play 3 Lillies because Lillies is awesome. Play 2 Team Rocket's Petrel. Just grab what we need, specifically if we need to get a cover fossil, if we need to grab a switch card or secret box, whatever we may need for that turn. And then we play 2 Xerosic Machinations. Again, it's just help power up our attack. Hopefully, the hope is that they discard a bunch of item cards. We don't care if they discard anything else. Again, we are a controlling attacking or attacking controlling deck. We are going to get prize cards. We are not preventing our opponent from playing and them not being able to do much. Our win con is getting the prizes, not by stalling out. And then we do play 2 Brave Bangles in here again just to power up Tirtouga. And then our energy is a 3-5 split of Psychic and Water. Just in case if we need to make Lillie's Clefairy an attacker, Latias an attacker, I can be convinced to add in a Wonders Patch in here, maybe decrease the Psychic energy to 2. Wonders Patch onto the Lillie's Clefairy and being able to use Water energy to attach. We do have the Latias to retreat into it. I can see multiple other ways, but I feel like the 5-3 split is actually pretty good for now, just to take advantage of the Crispin and really get multiple Pokemon set up in one turn. So this is a fun deck. I've played this several times in my locals and my Rogue Knight. If you're interested in what a Rogue Knight tournament looks like, feel free to message us in the comments, and I can share a little bit more about what my league does for Rogue. It is a fun night. We actually get a lot of players out for that. And this is what I got. I went 3-1 with it last month with this list, and I'm probably going to play this again until I get the dub. This is a very fun, very unique list. So before we go on the ladder and show the importance of, or the dominance of Tirtouga, and show that this is the best fossil, got a question for y'all. Are you subscribed to our channel? Are you liking our videos? I'm only asking because, one, if you subscribe to our channel just shows that you're appreciating our content. Same thing with liking the videos. This is a passion project for Dev and I. When John and I started this channel, we really love talking about Pokemon, and we love this game, and this is just our way to kind of show the fun, wacky decks that you can still play in a competitive setting and be successful. It's not about playing the same meta decks over and over again. We're trying to show that you can still have fun at the same time playing these weird decks, as long as your mechanics and skills are good. We love teaching people, we love showing just how to have fun with this game and still be competitively viable. So all that just really shows that you appreciate the content that we do. But yeah, with all that being said, like, subscribe, comment to these videos, and without further ado, I would like to show and prove my case that Tirtouga is the best fossil in this format. So let's hop on the ladder and play a couple games. Okay, y'all, we're in our first match here with Tirtouga. We are going to go second, which is perfect for us because we actually want to go second with this deck. That way we have more opportunities to get our bench set up. So they'll see that we are playing the cover fossil. They'll probably won't know what we're doing. And we have to start with the Kangaskhan, so that's perfect. We get some draw. We got 2 fossils in hand. And we get our Fez safe for later, so this is actually a pretty decent hand. And it looks like we're going against Mega Excadrill. So this is going to be very interesting. They are very bulky. I believe they do play a decent amount of support of items, so we can take advantage of that. But they probably, unless they get Genesect, not sure if they'll be able to knock us out next turn. But we'll see. They can actually get a lock going. Okay, so we'll play our fossils down. Let's run errands, see if we can get a supporter this turn. We don't. I want to play a Poké Pad and grab our Tirtouga for next turn here. We don't have a water energy though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2. No, I'll wait on stuff. So I'm going to put an energy on the Mega Kangaskhan, because if we can get a Crispin, I could attack with the Kangaskhan here. If not, we can try and get a water energy and attack with Tirtouga next turn. So we'll just end our turn. Hopefully they don't have a lot. They may just call for family next turn if they can't get a Genesect down. So Petrel, I wonder if they're going to get a trolley. Yep, they're playing Precious Trolley in this build. So they'll get all their pieces. But they'll only have access to 1 Metang this turn, because the rest will be put out this turn. So if they can whiff, they may not be able to attack us. So, okay. So they can probably do at least the 90 damage. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do maximum drilling this turn, unless they get really lucky on their Metal Maker. But let's count how many items they played. 2. Okay. So they get... Wow, they actually... If they have an energy in hand, they could maximum drilling us. And they don't. Okay. So there's... At least we're saved by that. Secret Box, perfect. We can get set up here. I'm gonna put down the Fez because I feel like we're gonna lose a Mega Kang this turn. Okay, let's Secret Box. Actually, no. Let's run Aaron first. That way we may get some cards to discard. Okay, we get Xerosic. Maybe not yet on that. That's Poké Pad here. Let's grab another Tirtouga. There we go. We'll have 2 Pokemon. I'm probably going to go for a Crispin this turn. So we'll get rid of Psyduck, Surfing Beach, and I'll do the Hand Trimmer because I want to save the Switch. We'll grab the Crispin, Brave Bangle, Fossil Quarry, and we'll probably do an energy switch here. Yeah, we'll do that. So let's Crispin for this turn. We'll attack with the Mega Kangaskhan here. And if we can get a knockout, that'll be fantastic. If not, we have Energy Search for next turn. Got the Switch. We can keep the Switch for now. I'm going to play Fossil Quarry and see if we can get a couple more down just as backup attackers. And let's rapid fire combo. We need to get 3 heads. I'm not sure we'll get there. We'll just, yeah, we get 0. So, but we'll get damage on there. That will help us out because then that means we only need 140 damage, which is what, 3, 6, only 5, or they could Wally. Okay. But that puts all that energy in their hand, though, which will be really cool because we have Xerosic's Machination. So they're getting a really big hand. So we'll see if they can power this up again. They do have 3 Metal Makers, so the likelihood is very high. Or they're just putting it on the bench. Unless they have a Switch card? I wonder what they're doing, unless they're just thinking that they can just get out of it. So they got 2. Yeah, because they only need 3 energy and knock me out. So they have 1 in hand, we know that. So they'll get 3 prizes, which is fine. We have Energy Switch, we have Xerosic, honestly, to limit their hand. And then they have, what, 1, 2... So they're not doing much to us, though. Or we're not doing much to them. So this is going to be interesting. This deck doesn't need a lot of items. Okay, so we'll play Brave Bangle here. Only doing 90 damage, but the Xerosic may help us out. Let's flip the script, see what we can get. Let's Energy Search for water energy. So now we can attack. We're doing 90 damage, but let's see if we can do a little more with Xerosic. Because we're going to force their hand size down, which will give us a little more. We're not going to one-shot this thing, so that Wally really put us in an interesting spot, because we could have got the knockout. But we'll see how many items that they'll discard. We know they have a bunch of energy in hand, so that will probably go into the discard. Typically these lists play 15 to 17 metal energy, and they already have 5 out. So that put them at 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in 120, 150 with the Brave Bangle. And they discarded 5 energy, 6, 7, that's 10. So that's most of them. So doing 150, so a little less than half. And let's just go ahead, do Ancient Seaweed. Put some damage on here. And see what they can do. They don't need to do maximum drilling anymore. Or not the extra energy. They'll probably just stick with 3 and 3 and kind of preserve what they have. So Felipe gets some energy onto the board. I would think they'll probably put on the Genesect. Oh, or they'll put on their Excadrill, which they don't need to. They're one-shotting everything but the Fez, but I wouldn't be worried about that if I were them. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 330. Yeah, they get the knockout. I don't know why they felt like they needed to do that. But let's do Tirtouga here. Water energy, okay. 120. Yeah, we're not knocking this thing out, unfortunately. Let's flip the script here. Okay. Going to Night Stretcher here. Just get our attackers going. Let's Eri, see if we can get 2 more items. We do. What else is in our hand? The Metagross. So that powers up. Would that make us 180? Oh, we're 10 short. So if we had the Brave Bangle, we would have been great to get the 3 prizes here. But we know they don't have a boss. So they just have a Metagross. So with that, let's just Ancient Seaweed. Wish we were getting the KO, but we're just 10 shy. Judge. Okay, that was their top deck. We know that much. Get Xerosic. So if they get a bigger hand, we can Xerosic them back down. Petrel. Okay. Metal Maker, they're probably just thinning out their deck. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, plus 3, 15. So this is probably most of their Pokemon, to be honest, or most of their energy, to be honest. So they're just saving that. If we can get a boss, we'll get 3 prizes. I think they'll have game, but this was still a pretty fun matchup. This is unfavorable for us because they can actually get away with not playing a lot of item cards. Megas are a little more difficult. So let's flip the script, see if we can get water energy. We do. Nope, we want water energy. But they can just take us out. I've already thinking they got game here. Doing 210, still a decent amount of damage. Don't have to switch anymore. We can see if they'll discard any more items. But again, they got game. We needed boss to even just get some prizes here. But they got their board set up pretty nicely here. Yeah, they just give out Pokemon. We're only doing 210 damage. Yeah, they got game. So we'll just do the damage here. They'll knock us out, get the last prize. Megas are very hard for us. This deck is definitely built for a Dragapult meta and not like from the Mega meta. And we know that Mega Excadrill does not play a lot of items to really get going. And if you want to see our take on Mega Excadrill, or at least how we play and our understanding, take a look at our video. We just recently posted this video on our YouTube channel. But they got game. This is actually one of the top decks right now in the meta. So as long as we had better draw, we probably would have been in a much better situation. But again, we're a lowly fossil deck versus one of the top decks in the meta in the game right now. So the fact that we were able to pull off our strategy wasn't bad. But let's go into game 2, see if we can get the dub and show that Tirtouga can actually hit pretty hard. Okay, y'all, we're in game number 2 here with Tirtouga. We lost a coin flip, so we'll see if we're going to go first or second. We can do either or, really. Our opponent's going to go first, which is fine. We can use the supporter to set up. And we'll start with Wellspring. So depending on what we go against, we can always saw block and retreat lock whatever's in the active. We do have Fossil Quarry, so we can get our fossils going, and it looks like we're going against a Charizard deck, so this is perfect. We're playing into weakness. We can retreat lock the Ogerpon, so they can't move this unless they have a switching card. So this is actually going to be a favorable matchup. As I mentioned in the intro, I played this at my local league for our monthly Rogue Night, and I went against a couple fire decks, and the matchup is so good with fire. And they don't really have much going on here. So let's use Fossil Quarry and get our fossils down. So that way we have extra attackers. The problem is we don't have energy this turn, which is fine. Actually, I'll save that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll actually Petrel this turn, and I'll grab Energy Search. That way I can... Actually, do I want Energy Search? Or do I want to try to set up next turn with Secret Box? Because I can discard some of these things and be okay. I think I'll grab Secret Box here, because I can get a lot more pieces. We'll get rid of Brave Bangle. Night Stretcher. No, I want to keep Night Stretcher. Probably Surfing Beach. And I'll do Hand. I'll do Eri, because we can do Xerosic. That way I can still get Energy Search. We'll grab another Brave Bangle. We'll grab Surfing Beach. And honestly, Crispin for next turn. Maybe Lillies. That way we can see more things next turn. So let's Energy Search. We have plenty of energy in our deck. And I could Hand Trimmer. But I'll wait till I have a bigger hand. We'll just do Sob, retreat lock them. And hopefully next turn we can get Tirtouga in play. They can't get the Ogerpon out of the active unless they have some sort of switch card. So we have some time to set up. Let them get their hand big, or let them use item cards. So Fire Breather, so getting a bunch of energy, thinning out their deck. If we would have got the Xerosic, this would have been a great time to use it, but we have Hand Trimmer, so we're going to make them discard their hand as well. How much can they do? 110. They're not knocking us out, so we're fine. Okay, they're going to Poké Pad here. Grab, I'm assuming a Charizard. Or not Charizard, sorry, a Charmander. Yep. How many items have they used? Just one. So we're not doing a lot of damage with Tirtouga yet. But if we can get Xerosic, we can get their hand size down a little bit. We have Lilies. I'd rather set up now and kind of wait till we get the 3 prizers. So I'm in no rush. Okay, so they pass their turn. They don't do anything. We'll get Tirtouga. Could Fossil Quarry here. Get 2 more of these down. We'll play Surfing Beach. It's all our fossils, so I'm not really too worried right now. And then let's Hand Trimmer. We don't have to do anything, but they do. So this will discard energy. Or not energy, just anything until they have 5 cards. And ideally, they'll discard a bunch of tools or item cards. And that will just power up our attack even more. Oh yeah, they don't discard any. They still only have 1 item card in. So with that, we'll Lilies. We don't need to do much right now. Awesome. We get energy set up. We'll Saw Block to Oricorio 1 more turn. We'll place down the Mega Kangaskhan just so we can draw. Because we have the Latias for next turn if and when we get knocked out. And we're just going to Sob. We'll do some more damage. Make them evolve up this Charmander. They're going to attack us, but they're only doing, what, 110? So I'm not worried about it. Plus, if we lose the Wellspring, that's fine. So they get straight to Mega Charizard. They play what? Restroom, okay. But they don't have a lot in hand. They don't have the energy unless they have 2. And they'll put it on Infernal X, but that's pretty much it. So they're just gonna, yeah, they're gonna do the ability. And we're gonna keep retreat locking this Oricorio when we can. That's fine. We can play catch up with this. I am not worried about this at all. Wish we had Crispin this turn. I can take out at least the Oricorio. 110. Okay. What do we want to do here? I have to make a decision. So I'm going to actually put energy on the Kangaskhan. Let's Lilies get fresh hand here, see what we can do. How many tools? Just 2. So we're not doing much damage here. So we'll just continue sobbing. Yeah, we'll let them take the 2 prizes, but with having a Tirtouga as our attacker, I think we'll be fine. They are in top deck mode. They're not doing much. And they have, what, 60 HP, 70 HP left, so we can take the knockout with Tirtouga and be fine. So they're going to boss. And see what they boss up. No matter what we have, Like, I have the Crispin for the Mega Kang. Oh, they can knock out the Tirtouga. I forgot they do enough damage for that. But we have Night Stretcher. We can actually attack next turn, so I'm not worried about that. So we'll do Mega Kang. Really don't want to do Hand Trimmer here. Okay, let's run errands, see what we get. Okay. 70. 1, 2, 60. So we are knocking it out with Fossil Quarry, and I'll do... Don't really need Lillie's Clefairy this match. We'll grab Latias. That way we can have free retreat. Actually, we could attack with a Mega Kang here. Because they're in top deck mode here. They only got one card in their hand. So let's attack with this big boy, because unless they get another Oricorio, they can't attack. And we're already knocking them out. So let's rapid fire combo. Get the knockout. It doesn't matter about the heads. Yeah, we got it. Get our 2 prizes. Get ahead. They can attack us, but they're only doing 180. Unless they get another energy, they're doing 270, which is still not enough to knock us out. And then we can always retreat. Again, they only have 2 item cards in the discard, so that part is going to be a little problematic. But we can probably try to get damage onto their Mega and play the long game here. Or I can always retreat into the Wellspring. Yeah, they're going to try to do 270 to us, so we can always retreat into Wellspring or to Tirtouga, kind of force the longer game here. But when they attack, they have to discard. So that's the beauty of it. They're going to be starting from square one until they get Oricorio back out. So unless they play... Actually, I don't think they can attack next turn, so they're essentially giving us a free turn. So 270, they're discarding all their energy. Get another Tirtouga here. Perfect. Don't want a Hand Trimmer. Honestly, we're in a pretty decent spot here. I'm actually going to attach to the Wellspring. Let's run Aaron. Boss's orders. So I can do 200 of that. So they're not attacking next turn. Yeah, I think we're good. Even if they attack, knock us out somehow. Because they could retreat, knock this out, get 3 prizes, but I have the Wellspring. If they do bring that up, I can actually take out both these cards next turn with the boss in hand. And that will be game. That will be 4 prizes, and they won't have another Pokemon on bench. So they may get maybe an Ultra Ball to get Oricorio, but then they have to discard everything to get the Oricorio. They're in a pretty bad spot right now. And since they didn't disrupt my hand, I have game unless they have a special red card. They can't play boss this turn. Because I can boss and that will do 200 damage because I'm going to attack with the Wellspring and I will do double damage because of weakness. Yeah, they are weak to water. Yeah, they're not attacking this turn. And I can end game next turn. So let's see what they do. They have 2 cards in hand. Charmander, doesn't matter. We're going to take out 3 prizes this turn. Because I can always... They're weak to water, right? Yeah. So what I'm going to do... Thatch Energy. Run errand just to see what I can get, but I know what I'm going to do this turn. We're going to retreat into Wellspring. And I don't actually need to boss. I can just attack, take out the Charmander. And that will be my 4 prize turn. And that's game. So even getting around the lack of items, we built our deck to give us a lot of other options just in case. But having like our board set up pretty quick, that shows me why I built the deck like this, and I really enjoy playing this Tirtouga deck. We got a lot of options, and yes, weakness did play a big part in this matchup, but again, this is a very versatile deck. That's why I'm calling it more of a Tirtouga toolbox. But we try to focus on the Tirtouga as much as possible. So we got the dub. Let's go to game 3 and see if we can end this video with a 2-1 record. Okay, y'all, we're in game number 3. We won the coin flip. I'm actually tempted to go first. I want to try it out. I typically like to go second, but we need to experiment how we go both first and second. We haven't had a chance to go first yet. So we're going to mulligan because we don't have a basic in our hand. This is actually a pretty decent hand if we had a basic. But they'll see we're playing Tirtouga. They probably won't know what we're doing. And they're starting off with a nice bench. So they think we're a donk deck, which we're not. We'll take 1 mulligan. And we're starting with the Psyduck here. Okay. Based on the sleeves, I'm wondering if we're going against Mega Darkrai. Oh, they're just loading up their bench. I wonder why. Yep, so we're going against Mega Darkrai. So if they can play a lot of items, we will be in a pretty decent spot here. So let's Fossil Quarry. Let's get our options out. We have 2 Tirtougas in our hand. We have Surfing Beach for next turn. Honestly, I may just stick with what I have. They're not going to attack us this turn. Typically, Darkrai needs 2 turns to set up. Even if they play Janine, then they'll just take the Psyduck and that's it. I have everything else. I can Crispin and actually get attacking. But we need to hope that they play a lot of item cards. That is going to be... That is what we need. If they don't play a lot of item cards, then we're not going to be doing any damage here. But they didn't play Janine, so they're playing Lilies. So unless they manually attach, they can probably burn us, which is fine. Okay, they play the Monkey Dory, which makes sense. They are a dark deck, so having the dark energy already. But they're not attaching any energy. Okay, so they finally did to the Mega Darkrai. And they're just going to retreat, burn us. That's fine. Honestly, what I'm thinking is if we have the Wellspring, I could Saw-block that Volcanion in the active and make them have a switch card. Make them get their Petrel EX out. So I'm still burned, which is fine. I have Surfing Beach. So Mega Kang. Okay, so let's evolve up, get our attackers at least set up here. Play... Yeah, let's play Kangaskhan here. Play Surfing Beach. And I'm going to Crispin here. Gonna put that into our hand. Attach Psychic here. I'm going to retreat because I need to run errands. I got the Wellspring. I can't retreat though. I'll play the Wellspring here. Actually, I can retreat. No, I need Ultra Ball, take away that. No, I can't do it, unfortunately. I want to put energy on the Wellspring, and I'll just pass. I wanted to Saw block them, but I probably shouldn't have. The problem is, it's like, I shouldn't have put down the Mega Kang, but I needed the Mega Kang so I can draw and get my board set up even more. So, I wonder if they have Janine. If they do, they can knock out this Mega Kang and get 3 prizes without really playing any items here. So they're retreating, okay. Doesn't seem like they're attacking me yet. And I think they're being very careful with not playing any items as well. Because they know what Tirtouga can do. Grimsley move. Okay, that's their supporter for turn. No Janine. Wonder if they're trying to get another dark Pokemon on their bench. They get another Darkrai. Okay. And we just get the burn damage, that's fine. We heal ourselves from burn. Cool. But yeah, they have played 0 items, so our Tirtougas are not doing anything right now. So let's run errands. Okay, we get the Latias finally, but we don't really need it. If we can Crispin something away, that will be awesome. Or I can Saw block. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Saw block this turn. So I'm going to grab our Switch card. That's why we play Switch. Yeah. Going to use Retreat. I want to save the energy. And we're just going to Saw block. They can't retreat the Mega Kangaskhan unless they have a Switch. Their bench is full, so we know they're not going to do Petrel EX here. And if we can get our second Crispin, because we used one already, yep, we can get some damage on the board, but they can't just Monkey Dory the damage away, which is fine. The more important thing was saw blocking. So Energy Switch. Are they going to attempt to attack with the Mega Kang? So that was what, the first Stark Bill, that's 2. Not enough though. They're being very good with not playing item cards. Okay. Got another energy. Okay, we're gonna discard that, play down the Latias. Trying to think. We could. I should have done. No, I couldn't do that. Oh man. Going to retreat into Mega Kang. Run Aaron. Need to get some cards here. Can't retreat again, can I? No. I guess I'm just gonna end my turn. Probably should have went into... No, not Tirtouga, because I couldn't retreat then. This is very interesting. Like, we can just take out 2 prizes. Like, do 3 hits. But they're not playing any item cards. And they understand what our deck is doing. And they're just getting their board set up even more. I wonder if they have another Dark Bell. Because they have another Dark Bell, they're going to get the KO on the Mega Kang. Okay, they do retreat into it. But unless they have... Yeah, they have Dark Bell. So you get 3 prizes here. I can try to get Xerosic, try and force them to get some cards into their discard pile. So right now they only got, what, 3? 1, 2, 3. So we're only doing 90 damage. So with that, I'll just promote the Wellspring. Okay, little Fez here. Let's flip the script, see what we can get. Get Eri, not Xerosic. I'd rather be a Xerosic. I could boss sob something to force them, yeah. So this play, it's going to be just not necessarily stalling, but I need a turn off just so we can start doing stuff. Just going to attach energy, set up for torrential pump if I need it. But I'm just going to sob. I could have tried to set up the Volcanion and get the Volcanion and Monkey Dory out. But they can just get the damage off the Volcanion and I can't knock that out. So at least with Latias, they can still Monkey, but they're not going to retreat and I don't get burned. So I'm hoping that I can grab a Xerosic, because I don't think I've seen one yet. Because they have a pretty big hand. And they're pretty set up. They don't need to play any more items to really do much. So they're probably going to Adrenaline Brain say to the Psyduck, because they can eventually get that knockout in a couple turns. Or they don't. Okay, they just put it on me. Okay, interesting. Dark Bell. Okay. But I have Surfing Beach, so I can always manually retreat back with Surfing Beach. I'm not worried about that. And then keep just keep retreat locking. And there's the Xerosic. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna retreat into, doesn't matter, one of my water Pokemon here. We're going to Surfing Beach. Back into it. Yeah, I'm just going to Xerosic. I want to get their hand size down. All the items that chose not to play, hopefully they'll discard them. And try to set up for a later KO. So we'll see what they do. They're taking their time. Okay, so they just get rid of a bunch of Pokemon. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 180 damage. Still pretty decent. And I'm just going to Saw Block. I want to keep Saw Blocking them. I actually have a nice way to get out of confusion, but they already played 3 of their Dark Bells. They only have 1 more left if they do play 4. I have Eri for next turn, so if they have any more items, I can get rid of them, and then hopefully I can just attack their 3 prizers and close out the game. So they're going to Adrenaline Brain. Onto my Latias. Okay. Don't know why they need to put it on there. They can just knock it out with the first attack on Darkrai. It's weak to Dark. So they're going to Boss. My Fez, which is fine. I can retreat out of it. Energy Search. Okay. So I am stalling them, which is good. Let's count how many they have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 180 damage. Okay. I'm going to Eri, see if they have any other item cards. They have 1. They have Meowth and Grimsley moves. They don't have anything going on. So me retreat locking them is actually being very helpful right now. So I'm going to retreat back into Wellspring. And yeah, there's really no need for me to do much else. I know I said this isn't the controlling deck, but I'd rather wait to have Boss. I'd rather wait to have the resources to one-shot and just take 2 knockouts versus kind of rushing into this, because they could get a Petrel, and they just can see the controlling aspect is just too much for them. We had other plays. Again, we are trying to take the knockouts, but if we need to control the board, we can. And really, they bench locked themselves. They weren't able to put the Petrel EX. If they had the Petrel EX out, they would have won the game already. I think they were just too overzealous. They didn't understand what we can do, and we had the nice retreat combo lined up to where I can just keep saw blocking. They probably should have moved stuff to the Psyduck, in my opinion, at least get a prize card, because I didn't want to bench anything else. But we were able to get the victory on this. They just didn't want to deal with our shenanigans, which is fine. But yeah, let's go into the deck lists and kind of talk about the games we just played. Okay, y'all, we ended the video with a 2-1 match with this deck. Again, the Megas are a little bit more difficult. Again, we were able to squeak by the last game, but that was more of utilizing our control aspect of this deck and really making our opponent frustrated. Again, we were really just trying to stall out so we can get our bosses and really get the KOs, because we were getting up to the 280 mark. But yeah, this is a fun deck. I really think Tirtouga is one of the strongest fossils out right now. I know we got a lot of great fossils in Pitch Black, but getting Fossil Quarry has been such an upgrade to all fossil decks. I actually have a list of a bunch of fossil decks I want to try out. So if y'all want to see more fossil decks from us, let us know in the comment. Let us know what lists you all are thinking. Currently, I'm in the middle of building about 5 fossil decks and seeing if they're actually viable enough for the channel. So let us know. But this has been a very fun deck. I love combining the control aspect, but we are still taking prizes. If I would make any edits to the list, there's a Comfy that's out that for an attack lets you draw 3 cards. So ideally, we'll let our opponent draw 3 cards. We draw 3 cards, but then we'll Xerosic it away. So it is a combo with that. We're giving them resources, but ideally is that they'll use those resources to power up the attack on Tirtouga. I like to split for the stadiums. I think Surfing Beach and the Fossil Quarry is a very good combo. I like the 2 Latiases. Sometimes we may go down to 1. In the first game, we actually prized both, so that was very unfortunate. But yeah, I like this deck. This is very fun. Again, I play this several times at my local league, and it's been a blast. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on this list and what you all will do to improve it. I've also heard ideas about adding Badu instead of Team Rocket's Chingling just to item lock them. I don't think we need item lock in this list. We want them to use the items and not rely on getting our Xerosics. But yeah, this is fun. Let us know. Like the video, subscribe to our channel. As always, we'll have this list in the description below, so take a look at it. Let us know your thoughts. And as always, y'all, thank you for watching the Road Deck Chronicles and our Road Deck Showcase video featuring Tirtouga. And as always, have fun playing those sneaky decks. See y'all.